Hey everyone, Wolfman here, and I'm back at it again for another LEGO Star Wars review. And it's with the title of this video, which you can see above the screen right now, is my review on the LEGO Star Wars Rebel Alliance's Y-Wing Bomber. Now before I get into the review, this is just a quick reminder that I am doing reviews on LEGO starships, mainly in Star Wars, and they're all going to be leading up to a whole review or a whole showing of my whole armada. And this will include good guy fighters such as my Rebel, Alliance, Republic, and Resistance, and bad guy fighters such as Imperial and First Order, and other ships in between such as bounty hunters and even the Mandalorian ships as well. So with that out of the way, without any further ado, onto the review. And here it is, set number 9495 Y-Wing Starfighter. This set was released back in 2012, has 459 pieces, and comes with 3 minifigures, starting off with the infamous Princess Leia and her ceremonial outfit, which she was wearing at the end of A New Hope, giving medals to both Han and Luke. And we got our pilot here, John Dutch Vander, who's Gold Leader, head of Gold Leader, or head of Gold Squadron. And of course the last one being an astromech, R5F7, which is one of the, with a quite a different head design for an astromech. And out of the 2 main minifigures, only Leia has a double face, so which you can see in the photos right here, as well as a close-up of the figures as well. And they're pretty much well put together. I mean, I like the designs on them, and they're for a set that's over 10 years old, basically 10 years old. Like I said before, it was released back in 2012. So this is one of the oldest sets I still have in one piece, minus one. Of course, there is a piece missing here, which I just noticed, but that's neither here nor there. Still a Y-Wing. But yeah, the minifigs themselves are well put together. They actually do have designs on or printing on the backs, as you can see in this photo as well. And one thing I will mention that I did not put in is the cape for Leia. She does come with a cape. I'm just too lazy and I just don't care to put the cape in. But yeah, she does come with a ceremonial cape as well. So that's it for the minifigures, which are awesome. Onto the Starfighter itself. And I'm going to be honest, I actually like the set. Except for its age and even its size, this is one of the more I think this is one of the more better ones. I mean, this was pretty much quote the only Rebel Y-Wing that I have. The other one, which will be the Resistance, which I will do a review after this review, so tune in for that. But yeah, this set actually is really neat. I mean, I actually like the design of it. I mean, I unfortunately do not have the one from Rogue One. I just didn't care enough to get that set, which I should have anyways. But the detail work on the Starfighter actually is really rather neat. As shown in A New Hope, or basically in the original trilogy, the Y-Wing looked like it was missing some parts, and if you can actually compare it to a Clone Wars era Y-Wing, which I have, but I'm not going to do a review on because I've done a few customizations on it, which you'll see in the Grand Fleet review if you guys are interested in that, or just tune in for that if you want to see that. But in the Star Wars lore, this is basically the second model variant of Y-Wing. The first one was a little bit bigger, bulkier, and had coverings on it. But in the lore, they removed the panelings to gain access to the mechanics of the Starfighter. So that's why you got this awesome detailing, which I'll show you guys here. You got some of these exposed parts, or what's supposed to mimic exposed parts, like pipes and vents and such. And it's well put together. So yeah, here's a rear view of the engines. And this does have firing mechanisms, which I actually kept in. It does have the old flick missiles. It comes with 2. And I actually did keep them in here, but I'm not going to flick them anyway. But I will not flick them, so unfortunately I will not do that. It also comes with a couple of the gunners, nose-tipped guns, which is awesome, and a turret gun up here, which does a 360 degrees. And of course you can fit a pilot in here as well as the astromech, and even for a 10-year-old starfighter set, the inside is, well, not as kind of impressive, but not entirely, but it's good for its year. So I will say that one good note about it. It does come with a targeting system in there as well. Of course, that's the slot for the astromech to be put in. But one of the biggest features that this ship, well, that was prominent over this fighter was its role as a bomber. In fact, there's a slot right here to put a couple of torpedoes in, and on the underside here, this sucker deploys them. Just pop that open, and I think it, isn't there one or just two? I think just one or two. You can put two of these little buggers through the little opening there, and you can basically deploy them over an area. But yeah, I mean, this is a well put together starfighter, and even the engine thrusters, which I actually am a big fan of. I mean, these are pretty much supersized thrusters that were pretty much designed for. And of course, the reason why it is called a Y-wing is, well, the obvious silhouette from above. And this was actually before, when I first saw New Hope, I instantly fell for the Y-wing. I mean, compared to the X-wing, I'm not going to really talk trash about it, but the design of the X-wing was a little bit possessive, or a little busy, basically. But when the Y-wings came into the scene, even the sound of the engine, even the sound that they had made for it, it just felt so chill to me. So from the sounds of the engines to the role they played to even the silhouettes and the design, I just fell for this. That is until the B-wing came along, and that pretty much degraded this to my second favorite fighter. But if I were to pick between, but if I was an actual pilot in the Rebel Alliance, I would rather settle for the Y-wing first before the B-wing, because that one's basically a very complicated fighter, where this is really a rather simple starfighter. But yeah, this is one design I absolutely love. The one big difference, though, I will point out, is the cockpit piece. In the original design of the Y-wing from the original trilogy, is the top here is actually solid. I mean, it's not transparent. It is actually solid, and they actually rectified that when they did Rogue One. I mean, that version of the Y-wing, they actually solved that. They took care of that. They they pretty much made this an entire solid, which is part of the original. It's part of that design from A New Hope. I mean, the Y-wing from the Clone Wars series, that sucker had this kind of cockpit piece. I mean, it was open at the top. So, but however, I still like the design nonetheless. I mean, it's neat, it is simple. It kind of does, one other thing it does come with that the Y-wing normally doesn't, or at least some other designs, is the landing gear. I mean, you got your nose landing gear here, and you got the other two here as well. So that's basically it for the landing gear, and I almost have no real problem with him. I could almost tweak the design a little bit if I so choose, which I don't know if I will or not. I mean, I've had 10 years to decide if I wanted to do that. But I believe that would be my full assessment on the Y-wing. So that was my review on the Rebel Alliance's Y-wing. And again, it is one of my favorite starfighters from that era, and I've only got 3 models of it. The other one being the Republic's Y-wing, and I did redesign it a little bit. I got rid of the ball turret that's permanently featured in. You will see that not in a separate review, but in the review for the Grand Fleet. And if you want to see that, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and come join the Wolfpack, and leave a like and a comment. I would love to hear some feedback from anyone who comes across this channel before I do the review of the whole fleet in late November. It will be the last Saturday of the month of November. I'm going to be doing that special review, and it's going to be a massive fleet. And of course, the next review I'm going to be doing is going to be on the Resistance Y-wing, and then after that, I got 4 models of X-Wings I'm going to be doing. So if you guys, so anyone who is a fan of the X-Wing, do tune into that, because 2 of them are Resistance and the other 2 are Rebel Alliance. So if you guys really, so if anyone who wants to see that, if you come across this channel and on this review, again, come join the Wolfpack, hit the red subscribe button down below, and tune in for more reviews, all leading up to the Grand Fleet review. That's left for me to remind you guys that Jesus loves you more than Elmo and Barney, and I'll see you guys next time.